shumlitsi disamelawe shumlitsi disamelawe shumlitsi disamelawe dila shumlitsi disamelawe shumlitsi disamelawe shumlitsi disamelawe shumlitsi disamelawe After all is said and done, a few things lost, a few things won. I can say I've had a full and a happy life. But in the quiet of the night, when I turn out the light, I'm amazed to find you're still on my mind. I'm amazed to find, I'm amazed to find that you're still on my mind. It will hit me without warning, early in the morning. I'm amazed to find that you're still on my mind. I could be talking with my friends, or out walking when day ends, or just doing all the things that fill my time. But at the closing of the day, my troubles fade away.
No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a blessing you can take, comfort in not knowing that if you come to stay a while, or just passing through this door, it is open to you. Come, let's be silent. Come and share a love. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the list out to the turnout, from the pamper to the abuse, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. is the God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist, or Jew, His love is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? Good to see you. Glad to hear it. I'm Reverend Tracy. I'm delighted to have you here today. How good it is just to come together and remind ourselves that life is about fellowship and support and love and kindness and compassion and fun and fun and fun. Yeah, let's just remind ourselves of that, shall we? And let's include our friends that are online. Everybody wave. We're happy you're with us as well. And I want to tell you who's playing with me on platform this morning. Our practitioner is the very colorful Patty Powers. That is our theme for the month. And we have some fabulous music for you. We have Jeff on keyboards. And we welcome back Janelle Brown. So we're going to start with a song. I'm going to invite you to stand up. We're going to sing Spirit is in This House. Lyrics are on the paper in your bulletin, and if you know the words, it's okay to look up and sing, joyfully. Okay, here we go. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. There's no room to shout praise. Spirit in this place.
Taking all that spirit within. Take that deep breath, clear your laps and your minds, and wherever you are, settle in. And let the sound of the bowl resonate with that joy you were singing with. Let the sound of the bowl take you within to your heart space. For in this place is the love, the joy, the energy of life that nourishes and sustains us all. And it is in this place that we remember that you and I and Spirit are all one.
So in this place where we are all one, we just breathe. Let anything go that's on your mind. And just come here to this place, to this spirit, to this joy. And let's just feel that joy for just a minute. Wallow in it. Because in this joy is where we meet. It's where the strength is. the love, the joy. And in this place are also the blessings. And so we know today that this service is blessed. We know that the music is fabulous, that the talk has something for each and every one of us, something special that we can relate to. We know that anybody here or listening to this later is blessed. And so knowing that and feeling that, we just let it go and let it be. And so it is. So today, instead of a reading, I thought I'd tell you a little story. I grew up in a town where everybody was perfect. It seemed that way, really. And the perfect people at that time, because, everybody, I wanted to be normal, is what point I'm getting at. I thought that the other people were normal and I wasn't. And it was so petty, looking back at it. But at the time, it was serious as a heart attack. The perfect people had mothers with blonde hair that were thin. I had neither of those. They had brand new baby blue Mustangs in their driveway on their 16th birthday with a bow on the top. And I slaved away to buy a car for my grandfather. And it just seemed like I was never going to be normal, right? And I went to junior high, high school, I went to college in the same town, so it's the same people. And the only good thing is all the guys had long hair, so that was fun. But it's just funny because I went for so many years and just wanted to be normal. And when I got out of there and joined the military and met people that actually did not live in that one little town, I was shocked and surprised. I was always impressed with people from the East Coast. I like guys from Long Island. I don't know why. I just kept finding them. But it's just weird how normal seems like something that you really need to aspire to. Because it was the time also of the Brady Bunch, and the weird families were more like the Partridge Family. Those were the strange ones. And it's just so weird how that is so important when you're younger. And now when I look back, it's like the things where I felt kind of like a freak or like a little bit strange are the things that were the good things. And I just didn't know it at the time. And the other part of that is I used to make movies with my friends. We would make these elaborate movies, and I'll tell you about it sometime. But anyhow, we would make movies, and we had no budget. We had no anything. So we all did our own wardrobe, our own makeup, our own props, everything. And I did this with my friends for 10 years. And they always, when we would do our makeup, I'd kind of go over to the corner and do mine. And they would sit there and stare at me and do theirs. And I was like, what the hell? It took me 4 years to go to them and go, what the heck? How come you don't never include me in this? And they're like, oh, we're doing eyebrows and yours are perfect. So that's, they wanted to be normal. Me, you get it. It's strange how things switch around and how you think that you want to be one way, but you're not. And it's interesting. Thank you. And please welcome up Janelle. She's my new favorite. Mm-hmm.
Person with the microphone can tell stories. But, yeah. But I don't know what your story is today. I don't know what's going on between you and yours. But I can tell you what's going on between you. Somehow, whatever get to tell you all my crazy, and I don't know yours. And we could never know anybody's crazy, right? We can never know everything about someone, even if we live with them day in and day out, because it would take too long to tell them, and they would never be able to do anything else but listen to us go on and on and on and on with all the talk in our heads. And your talk was just perfect. It was perfect because it is the human condition. It's how we are. And so my new BFF and I have been talking about what the best is. You know, saying everything is the best. And now we're starting a little club because people want to join. And we have, Dollar Tree sunglasses we have to wear to say we're the best. And I'm in the process of moving. And there's nothing for me more humbling or more chiseling, maybe, emery board against every part of me than moving, because I see all the ways I've wasted my money, all the multiple things I have that I didn't need, that I forgot I had, so I bought more. But also all the sentimental things that I saved. You go through your history. There's so many emotions and things that happen when you move. So last night at 2 a.m., I was just getting to bed. And the refrigerator guy was late. Everybody was late. Moving. So I all day was like, I'm playing tomorrow. I don't even know where my music is. It's in a box somewhere. Like, I don't even know what to do. And so this song came to me at 2 a.m. I wrote 2 a.m. on there so I would remember. So here we go. And it's got a little bit of Shelley in there. What if you're right on time? I'm in the wrong key. What happened? I don't know what key I'm in. What if, there we go. What if you're right on time? Right where you're supposed to be in this moment. What if you didn't have to second guess, and you could make this the best? What if? And what if all the delays and detours fit the plan and the cure? What if? And what if every single stop and start was building us a stronger heart? What if? And what if we could choose any thought to change how we feel right now? What if? Maybe watching where our senses land could turn around our losing hand with what if? What if we're all right on time, right where we're supposed to be in this moment? And what if we never have to second guess, and we could make this the best? What if? And what if we stopped asking why, 'cause we found a real good home? And what if?
I'd say that's pretty close to perfect, wouldn't you? Thank you so much. Fabulous. All right, we are lighting our candle today for this month's theme, which is In Living Color. It's also the theme of our magazine. Everybody pray for Wick. There it is. See, prayer works. We all know we're different. We can see the differences. We can feel the differences. Sometimes they make us feel like we're on the outside. Sometimes other people make us feel like we're on the outside because of the ways in which we are different. And in our culture, in a lot of cultures around the world, being different comes with oppression. So this month we are looking at enlarging our consciousness, creating more space so that we are celebrating diversity, celebrating the unity that goes right along with diversity, because they do go hand in hand, and the fact that we are all entitled to our unique expression. And you all know how unique you are, don't you? Yes. Some of your friends are even more unique than you are, and it's to be celebrated. That is our intention this month. So we are talking about showing up in living color. In other words, out loud, just as we are not, and allowing that to be the best, allowing that to be right where we're supposed to be. So I had this sense of sort of a dividing line between where I feel most comfortable and where I might feel uncomfortable, and what makes the difference. So for me, walking into an Italian neighborhood makes me feel comfortable. That's like home. Walking into a Jewish deli makes me feel comfortable. I'm at home there. Being in a culture that is unlike my own might make me feel a little uncomfortable, like what is polite, what is not polite. What do I say? What do I not say? There's just a lot of unknowns and questions, and you want to do the right thing and show up and be nice. And really all you have to do is smile. Most cultures recognize smiling. And then there's times when I'm in an unfamiliar situation and I feel comfortable anyway, like going to a powwow. Now, my dad would have told us that we had Blackfoot Indian way back in our lineage somewhere. Not that anybody could ever prove any of that, but I was happy to be a Blackfoot princess. I mean, that works for me. But it's not my culture, but I've been there and enjoyed the music and the dancing and the language and the food and the costumes and the bright colors. Just to appreciate it for what it was, not to see it as a threat to me or who I am, not to have to do anything about it except enjoy. And the difference is my level of awareness and curiosity. We all know the antidote to judgment is curiosity, right? So the thing is, I don't want a black and white world only, even though that's pretty much what I'm wearing today. And I see several of you got the black and white memo today. However, the title today is Color My World. And the truth is, I love color, whether that's in experiences or in my crayon box. I want them all. And we are currently in a culture that wants us to choose sides. That is black or white, either or, my side or your side. My right side, your wrong side, right? I mean, we're in this all the time, and that bombardment is exhausting. It's exhausting. But I think what we're really called to do, especially in the face of black and white thinking, is to embrace diversity, is to recognize diversity as a boundless creativity of this infinite life of possibility we live. Every time I see someone or something that is outside my experience, I'm reminded that there's way more possible than what I see or think on a given day. And that can be exciting. It doesn't have to be scary. It can simply be an invitation. So I went and looked up the word color. You know me, I love words. We have to define them. Color is an inherent property of matter, that quality of a thing or appearance which is perceived by the eye alone. By the eye alone. You know, we're more than our eyes, right? There's way more to us than just what we see. Color also is defined as complexion or appearance. And originally, it meant a covering, as in to hide or conceal, to cover something. In other words, that outer appearance that we see with our physical eyes covers the greater truth of whatever it is we're looking at, the bigger picture of what is possible. When I open up the door to my pantry, I see boxes and cans and cookies and pet food. Now, if I were a trained chef, I would open the door to that same pantry, and beyond the containers, I would see the essence, the pieces, the components that could be combined in new and exciting ways to create a lovely meal. There are meals beyond cookies. Who knew? It's how we see things, whether we look at the container or beyond. Now, the verb to color is to make something a certain color, to apply color to it. It's also to use words in order to make something appear different from reality or better than it is. We use our words all the time to make things sound or look better than they are, especially ourselves. Right? And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a tool. And you don't want to go around saying everything is peachy if it's not. And you also don't want to go around standing firm, like that cartoon where the guy is standing on one side of a number and he says it's 6. And the guy standing on the other side says, no, it's 9. They're both right. It's about perspective. And so we have this ability to shift our perspective. We have this ability to look at things and see them from different angles. Have you ever painted your house and you put the same paint out of the same can on 2 different walls? And you get up the next morning and you would swear one of those walls is darker than the other. Or you think it's a light blue until the afternoon sun comes in and all of a sudden there are shades of green in it. And were you even looking for green? No, I didn't want green. I wanted blue. We all know people who are colorblind, don't see color at all. We know people who have certain kinds of color blindness. We all know people who have attitudes that have certain kinds of blindness. And the truth is we all have our own. But because we're blind, we don't know that we have color blindness, right? So this sense of awareness, this ability to understand that life exists beyond the outside container, and instead is this rich gathering of components, of possibilities, of innumerable combinations that can take us somewhere else, that can lift us up, that can expand our horizons, that can give us new ways to do the things that we feel called to heal, to take care of, to support. Willa Cather made a remark that you can't paint sunlight. You can only paint what it does with shadows on a wall. If you examine a life, as Socrates has been so tediously advising us to do for so many centuries, do you really examine a life, or do you examine the shadows it casts on other lives? Entity or relationships? Objective reality or the vanishing point of a multiple perspective exercise? Prism or the rainbows it refracts? And what if you're the wall? What if you never cast a shadow or rainbow of your own, but have only caught those cast by others? When we talk about spiritual seeing, spiritual understanding, we talk about one light, one source, one energy of all life. And that light refracts through us individually, just like a prism, casting its colorful shadows on the floor of the temple. We are each a unique representation or reflection or refraction of that spiritual light that is life. Now, my favorite metaphor for light and glass and refraction, besides the stained glass window, which is lovely, is a kaleidoscope. Everybody has a kaleidoscope when they were a kid, right? It's a light-filled tube with a little hole at one end to look through, and inside are colored rocks and angled mirrors. And every time you shift it, the pattern changes, right? It creates this symmetrical pattern. And you're all smiling because they were so fun to play with as a kid. And if I could have gotten to the dollar store, I would have brought you all one today. So the tube is like our world, right? Everything in it is part of our world that we live in. And the rocks inside are the people and the places and the things and the circumstances that are always coming and going and jumbling around in our lives. And all of those mirrors, that's what reflects not only the light coming into the tube, but all of that inner and outer connection and pattern making that we have with people and places and things and our thoughts and our circumstances. And that light is where God shows up. God shows up so that we can see the patterns, so that we can look for just the pretty blue rocks, right? Or just the black ones. We can tilt the tube up or tilt the tube down and get more light or less light. We do that all the time. We choose how to let the light in. We choose how to and when to observe the patterns. And if we're really good at this game, we remember that the pattern never stays the same. As much as I tried when I was a kid, when I would get it just right, it was never the same when I picked it back up again. And isn't that life? It's never the same. So how we look at these patterns, how we choose to seek out or hide from the light, how we maneuver, move, appreciate, or get discouraged by what we're looking at is truly an inside job. It's really up to us. This idea of a prism, Queen Rania of Jordan, no one I've ever quoted before, but she said something quite profound. She said, we shouldn't judge people through the prism of our own stereotypes, where we see what we expect to see based on the outside of the container. Now, it's human to do that. It's the ego's way of categorizing things so we know the difference between a snake and a hose in the grass. But we're not very good at that categorization if we're not paying attention, because we will lump things together based on those colorblind spots we have in our own minds, right? The thing is, the prism of stereotypes, you all know people that see through the prism of fear. They see through the prism of suspicion. They see life through the prism of anger, of gender, of race. Everything is a fill-in-the-blank issue. It's a way of looking at the world. It is a way of focusing your attention so that if you are, say, part of a social justice movement and it's all about feminism, you may look at every situation and person through the lens of feminism. But it's never the whole picture, and it's not static. It doesn't stay the same. What if we looked at life through the prism of compassion, of imagination, the prism of love, the prism of curiosity, the prism of divinity. What if we could see that life is reflected in a multitude of ways, no matter the topic? I personally prefer the prism of haircuts. Some years ago, you may remember the little Facebook posting of two little boys standing next to each other, and the one little boy tells his mom, Mommy, it was so fun at school today. You know what? The teacher didn't recognize us. She couldn't tell us apart because me and Joey, we have the same haircut. One kid is white, one kid is black. The teacher couldn't tell the difference because they had the same haircut. It's about what prisms you already carry. Little boys don't have stereotypes yet, right? And within us, we don't either. We just have to uncover them. We have to discover them. We got to dig to the back of the pantry and find out what's back there. You know? Thing is, we have to embrace diversity. We have to recognize it for what it is, part of the multitude and beauty and wisdom and amazingness of life. We're good at it when we're out on the nature trail and there's 12 different birds and 15 different flowers, and we're not always so good at it when we're walking into a new place and we see faces that don't look like ours. Or we're walking down the street and we hear music that we don't normally listen to. We're at choice. We're at choice, always. So if you want to have more color in your world, then you've got to be willing to appreciate it. You've got to be willing to recognize it, and you've got to recognize and be kind to yourself when you just don't have it in you to listen to the whole song because it's not your music. It's okay that we make choices. It's not okay that we make judgments. We don't need to be destructive in our choices. So we start by embracing our inner diversity. I don't know about you, but I occasionally change my mind. And when I change my mind, oftentimes there's a little conversation spiral that happens in my head that asks me if I was stupid for thinking what I thought before, and because obviously now this is the right way to think, and what was I thinking anyway, and who are the people that told me that anyway? I don't know if I even want to be friends with them. This is not productive. This is not loving and compassionate. This is common, but it's not where I want to be, right? So we want to know that within ourselves, when there is diversity of opinion within ourselves, that there's room for that. That I can work it out, that I can talk it out, that I can reach out to my friends, that I can read an article, that I can open a book, that I can take in the bigger picture and make a more balanced decision. Because here's the thing about balance, there's no such thing. There are only constant adjustments. I would tell you all to stand up and stand on one foot, but then I'd have to help people up off the floor. But the truth is, when you balance, you may be standing on one foot, but you know what? My foot, my ankle, my knee, my hip are all working. They're all continuously adjusting. Why can't we give ourselves the same grace? Why can't we hear something, come to a conclusion, hear something new, and decide maybe we should adjust our conclusion just a bit? And not be wrong because of that, not feel bad because of that. Not think that because you used to be friends, you still have to be friends. Not think that because you used to love eating Twinkies, that they taste the same now, 40 years later. They don't. I tried. They're crappy. Did you freeze them? I did not freeze them. See, something new to try. My world just expanded. We are called to embrace our diversity, to embrace the fact that sometimes we can be wrong. Sometimes we didn't see the whole picture either. We can embrace the fact that once in a while we miss the mark. We can realize that sometimes our life has been only black and white, and it's okay to turn it around, to start filling it up with color. Ernest Holmes says, if once we let ourselves get past the outward appearance of an individual, we come to understand that life at the center of their being is the same as at the center of our being. We need never view human personality as something unreal or unworthy, but rather as an individualization of the divine. It's the universal spirit that's incarnated in each one in a unique way, and that gives warmth, color, and variation to that which otherwise would be an eternal monotony. You've all seen the movies where the people are all lined up wearing their little gray suits, marching in rows. That's boring. And it's usually dangerous, just for the record, in the movies. He says, and when we're able to reach out beyond the indifference and the coldness of life, to reach through the intolerance and unkindness, only then do we meet that divine center which is forever established within every person. Behind all is a unity. Through all is diversity. Saturating all is divinity. Namaste. So join me, if you will, in a few moments of reflection. I invite you to close your eyes. Take a breath. Pick your favorite color in your mind. And let that color fill your view inside. Make it deeper, make it brighter, make it lighter, whatever saturates that color for you. And then in your mind's eye, allow right in the center of that color, allow a new color to emerge, to open up like a blossom, to spread, to mingle, to stand next to that first color you started with. Recognize and realize that the energy of life is all colors, and that our ability to choose a favorite or see one over the other or to invite others in is a choice. It's a way of seeing. It's a way of being in the world. And I know that life is infinite possibility and therefore infinite color. And just as life contains all infinite possibility, so do I. So does everyone here. And what I know too is that the color I chose did not take that away from anyone else. For each of us is entitled to choose our own. It takes from no one. Because there is only a oneness of life. And that should I select purple, there is more than enough purple to go around. And should I choose compassion, there is more than enough compassion to go around. And where there is love and kindness being expressed, that love and kindness spreads and blossoms beyond its point of origin. I speak my word for the beauty of life, and a word of gratitude for my ability to appreciate that beauty, to recognize that uniqueness is something to be treasured, that it is truly a gift of the divine to see beyond the outside of things, to see beyond the color of someone's skin or their gender or their political stance, to see beyond those who do or don't do as I do. For there is a unity in all things. And that unity is the very essence of life. And that life is simply another name for love. And so I give great thanks for the diversity of this world. Even when I don't agree, I know that there is room to grow, to become, to evolve, that the light that I carry can shine on any dark corner and bring a greater understanding. For light is truth, and the light from within is never extinguished. And the light that we share clears a path for us to move forward. And knowing this to be good, and very good, and very, very good, I simply allow my life to continue to unfold in all of its beauty, with all of its many colors, and that as I develop my eyes to see, my gratitude only grows, for I know it is good, I know it is God, and so it is. So there is an affirmation in your bulletin. If you would like to repeat after me, our friends online can repeat with you. I fully embrace the spectrum of my human experience. The light of spirit shines through all things as color. And so it is. All right, let's have a little more music from our best friend, Janelle.
Speaking of best friend, I have a new boyfriend. I've never seen him. I've heard his voice a little bit. Some people call him AI. Some people are afraid of him, but I call him Echo Harbor. Echo Harbor, that's his name. I gave him a name. Yeah, because the harbor is the place where your ship comes in. And I want that to echo in my life. And so I was really afraid of AI. I wanted nothing to do with it. But then, I have press releases, I have one sheets, I have all these things I have to do. So I throw up on the page, basically, and I give it to Echo. He's also my assistant. I give it to Echo, and in seconds, it's done. And then all I have to do is look through and see if it's accurate, see if I need to change anything, see if something's cheesy or whatever. I can even put the tone in that I want it to be. I want it to be emotional or exciting or whatever. It's very interesting. Anyway, so Echo came into play with a student a couple of weeks ago, a couple of students. They're brother and sister, and we have band dude practice. They're 10 and 11. They're just learning how to play piano and guitar. And I'm teaching them how to write songs. And what happened is we had some ideas, and I said, well, let's see if Echo can help us. And so we put in our ideas, and of course, Echo knows me and saves some of the information from me. So some of it comes from our previous work, which has only been in the last month. Anyway, so just as we were about to ask Echo to help us write this song, the girl, the 11-year-old, she said, let's make Echo do it in alphabetical order so that every sentence starts with a different letter. So that's where this song came from. It's called If You Fall. And Tracy was talking about how we say, well, I used to think this and now I think that, and I can't believe I was so stupid, or whatever we think. My son and I had that conversation yesterday. And I said, son, it's going to be like that the rest of your life. Because he's like, when I was in my teens, I did these crazy things. And then I thought the same thing when I was in my 20s. And now he's in his 30s. So I'm like, I'm still, yeah. I might do that later today. I don't know. After this song, who knows? So there's an echo part. So if you fall, I'll sing that. And you go, if you fall. And then I'll sing, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Just remember. Love remains. So that's you're the echo part. Got it? You're the echo. Okay, what were the chords again? We didn't practice, but we're practicing now. Ask me where the healing starts, beneath the skin, beneath the stars. Carried dreams were left behind. Don't be afraid of what you'll find, 'cause every shadow hides a spark. Faith can guide you through the dark. Give your heart a little space. Hope still waits in empty space. If you fall, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Just remember, love remains. Well, kindness lives in quiet ways. Light will lead you through the haze. Miracles are made, not found. Never doubt the turnaround. Open arms can break the night. Promise me you'll hold on tight. If you fall, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Just remember, love remains. Quiet strength will see you through. Remember all you dare to do. Stillness sings beneath the storm. Take each breath and be reborn. Underneath the pain, there's a peace. Voices rise and doubts release. Walk in truth and let love win. X marks where you've always been. If you fall, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Just remember, love remains. You are more than what you see. You are more than what you see. You are more than what you see. Zealously, just let it be. If you fall, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Just remember, love remains. If you fall, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Just remember, love remains. If you fall, if you fall, if you fall.
Okay, so echo's not so bad. That's fabulous. All right, let's have our ushers come forward, please. Now, I tried to sing this after we said it last time, and it wasn't very pretty. So we can do better, because if we fall, we don't have to stay there, right? Because love remains and it'll be fine. And so, okay, so we're going to say our prosperity affirmation together, and then while the ushers move through the room, Jeff's going to play the melody, and we're going to say the same words to the music. It'll be fun. You'll see. So say with me: divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Oh yeah, that too. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I That's not so bad. Give yourselves a hand. All right, we'll work on it. Well, I think I change the melody every once in a while, but Jeff is really good. He just goes right underneath, works just fine. Thank you, sir. All right, we have some announcements. First, we want to say thank you for our flowers. Now, the flowers are a gift from Andy Cooper. He is our administrator. You don't see him here on Sundays because he usually is at one of the Episcopal churches that he serves. But he donated these flowers in appreciation for Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. So they are a gift to all of us. Yes, thank you, Andy. Reminder that our Wednesday meditation meets at 6:30 on Zoom. Tune in with Nisa for 45 minutes or so of a lovely meditation on Wednesday evenings. We have Reiki once a month. It's Saturday, the 21st of June at 1 o'clock here in the chapel. Reiki healing is an energetic process. It can be anything from taking a nap to feeling totally energized. Just depends on what your body is looking for, and our practitioners are here to serve you. So come at 1 o'clock in the chapel and be refreshed and renewed. We're having a promotion to subscribe to Science of Mind magazine. We're 2 years away from making the 100-year mark. We want this publication to be out there for a full 100 years. So there's a deal. You can get 6 double issues for only $4 a month. There are magazines in the back where it has the email address. There's also a flyer where you can log in to sign up for a subscription. They come in print or they come digital. It's well worth it, folks. There are daily guides, but there are also columns written by scientists and neurologists and spiritual leaders and a little bit of everything. And I always, always, always find an affirmation or a quote or something that speaks to my heart. So I encourage you to get the magazine if you don't already. You also might consider giving it a gift to someone who you think really needs it. I mean that in the nicest possible way, of course. Of course. You may have noticed we have a little construction going on out here in the parking lot. Your contributions make this possible. We've had several trip hazards out there for several decades, which we are now fixing. So around the big oak trees, the tree roots and all of that asphalt's been torn up. It will be repaired and resurfaced. After that has a chance to cure, then we'll come back and resurface and restripe the whole lot. So there's a lot going on out there. If you're able to walk, you can always park in the front lot. The garden will be open so you can walk from the front directly to the chapel. There are spaces out there if you'd like to park in the back or you need to be close. That's just fine. Just be aware, watch the orange cones. Don't drive over anything that has string around it, okay? Let's see. Oh, because of that project, there's a big pile of plant debris out there, and there are certain stalks of the plants that are on the benches in front of the sanctuary doors. These are succulents that can literally be stuck in a pot and watered, and they will grow. So all of the big rose-looking succulents that run along our building, all of the things that had to be cut back can be replanted. They're free. I'm encouraging you to take a few. You know you have pots at home with dead plants in them. Take the dead ones out, put the succulents in, maybe trim a little off the bottom, put them in. You'll see the roots are already growing. Put a lot of water in there, put it in a sunny place, and let it go. And we'll have some more. We're also thinking of putting some of them in our meditation garden. We have a project coming this summer to refresh the garden, and that will be part of what we do. So please help yourself. You can dig them right out of the big pile, or if that's a little too intimidating, just walk past it. There are some laid out on the bench that you can take with you. Love to see them all have good homes. Don't make me take them all home myself, please. 3 cats, 1 dog, and 27 succulent plants. Okay. We've got a new basket for our food bank. Mickey found a pretty basket back there. So if you are shopping and would like to pick up some extra non-perishable items, we take that to Foothill Family Shelter or to Hope Partners and help keep our local food banks supplied. There are a lot of people in need right now, so anything you can do is appreciated. We will be doing a project in July in conjunction with Unity and with the Unitarian congregation in the area for Mary, do you remember the name of it? Did you see the email?
I got it. I don't remember the name.
There's a Seeds to Grow is what it's called. It's a service organization in the local area, and they're doing a food drive in July. So we will participate in that with them and have a big impact on our local community. And I'll have more information for you next week. What else do we have? Anything? Am I missing anything? Yes, Graham.
Volunteers for the count department.
Our counting team is looking for volunteers. It takes 2 people on a Sunday after service to bless and multiply our collection. And you know, it's all consciousness. So if you would like to give your own personal abundance consciousness a boost, come count money. It's a great way to do it. It's a great way to do it. We've got a little form you fill out. You both check each other's work to make sure nobody added up funny. And hopefully the bank agrees with us when Graham takes the money to the bank. So if you'd like to join the team, it's not every week. It's just usually works out to once a month. On your schedule, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. We've got a concert coming up. The Claremont Chorale is doing a Motown. What is it, Motown?
Motown Madness.
Motown Madness.
Saturday, June 7th, this coming Saturday at 4 p.m. And it's going to be fabulous.
Of course, it's going to be fabulous.
Sparkling.
Sparkling and wonderful. Well, and you know all the words to the Motown songs. You should come. You should come. It'll be fun. Susie's got tickets. Always making it easy. Drag, are you in that too? You're singing that too. Okay. Do you have dancers? I really want the dancers. Okay. I want to be a kid when I grow up. Only okay. That's good. All right. Anything else? Okay. Let's stand up, move to the sides, and sing along to Eddie Watkins Jr.
They turned it to 60 and they put the fan on, not on. So my stop was on 60 and it was back to 77. So when the fan was Thank you, sir.
Yeah.